Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and the Premier League season is just a couple of days away. The real business is back. The real business is back. There's no more it's just pre-season. There's no more experiments with the squads. There's no more experiments with the players. You have to get it right. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at how Arsenal could line up for the first three games. The first one against Brentford away from home, the second one against Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium, and the third one against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Which kind of lineups will we see for those games? So make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So first up, we'll start with Brentford. We will be playing them on Friday the 13th. The real ones know about Friday the 13th, and that actually ends up being the day we are playing Brentford. Everything is pointing out to a bad start to the season. But anyway, let's take a look at the lineup. Which kind of lineup will we play against Brentford? So in goal, obviously, will be Leno. I'm expecting the back four to be the same apart from Chambers from the game that we played against Tottenham. So Chambers to come in for Bellerin, Pablo Mari, Ben White and Tierney to remain. Now Gabriel is back with the team back at London Colney, so he could be back for the second and third games, but not this one. So Pablo Mari has been playing a lot of the preseason games, nearly 90 minutes, most of them as well, so he's going to start in this one. Ben White next to him for his Premier League debut for us, hoping for a good game. And then in midfield, we literally don't have anyone else in midfield. It's just Xhaka and Lokonga. Partey is injured. El Neni is really a starter in this game. Do you really want him to start this game? I don't think so. So those are the two that we're going to play in the pivot. And then in front of them, Smith Rowe. He's been starting a lot of the preseason games. And we basically don't have any other number 10, unfortunately. Yes, you could play Saka, but Smith Rowe, I think, is the best player to play in that position for now. Saka, I don't think is 100% ready, but he should be ready for the second and third games. Pepe on the right, Aubameyang on the left yet again, and Lacazette up front. Now, there are players there that are obviously going to start. Ben White, Leno, Tierney, Pepe, Xhaka, and probably Smith Rowe, I'd say 6. Now, for Aubameyang and Lacazette, I'm not sure. Aubameyang, maybe because of the captaincy, it will be hard for Arteta to drop him. A lot of fans are calling for him to drop him and to play Lacazette instead and someone else on the left. But I don't think they'll drop him, and Lacazette has looked on fine form, especially for the last couple of games in pre-season against Tottenham and against Watford and Millwall. So I think he'll start up front, which means Aubameyang will have to settle for a place on the left side again. I do not like him in that position, but what do we do? He has to play there. So that's the lineup I expect to play against Brentford. Now, looking at the bench, that is not a bench that fills you up with confidence. Ranasson, Tavares, Bellerin, Cedric, Holding, El Neni, Saka, Balogun, and Nelson. Now, three of the front players, Saka, Balogun, and Nelson, are youngsters. Obviously, Saka is way ahead of them. Saka coming in, you'd feel confident. But Balogun and Nelson coming on to win you the game, do you really feel confident? I do not think so. Too much pressure on them. At the back, Ranasson in goal on the bench. If Leno gets injured, we are doomed. The rest of the players are literally defenders. Holding, Cedric, Bellerin, Tavares, a new signing. Bellerin, you don't even know if he's going to be here next season. Cedric, we do not know if he's going to be here. El Neni in midfield, does he really do the same job that maybe Xhaka and Lokonga can do? I do not think so. So basically, you have to have a 3-goal or 4-goal lead at halftime, because the bench will not help you. That is one thing you get to know with Arsenal. The bench will not help you, and I do not understand how we've gotten ourselves in this position again, starting the season with no backup goalkeeper, 5 defenders on the bench, like 4 right backs in the team, youngsters up front, no one to replace Lacazette and Aubameyang. So I mean, that could also be a reason why Aubameyang and Lacazette, one of them, could start on the bench just for a bit of bench power in the second half. So that's the lineup I'm expecting to start against Brentford. Let me know if that's the lineup as well you expect. So next up, let's go to the next 2 games, the tougher games. So for some reason, I do expect us to switch to a back 3 or a back 5, or however you want to call it, against Chelsea and City. Now, Chelsea do play with the back 5, or ended last season playing with the back 5. And against City away, I'm expecting him to go defensive-minded in that game. So We'll switch to a back five for those two games. So meaning Pablo Mari, White start, but Holding comes in the middle of them, or Holding on the right and then White in the middle of them. Depends. And then Cedric will come in for Chambers as the right wing back. Tierney obviously keeps his position. Xhaka and Lokonga play yet again in midfield. And then obviously we've lost one attacking player in Smith Rowe there. Pepe starts on the right, Saka starts on the left, and Aubameyang as the lone striker. I'd not be surprised if that is the lineup that starts against Chelsea and Man City. That leaves on the bench Ranasson, Chambers, Bellerin, Tavares, Gabriel, who will be back for those games, El Neni, Smith Rowe, Lacazette, and Nelson. At least looking at that bench, you have three players who can make a difference, 3 or 4. Maybe Tavares, Gabriel in terms of defense, defending the game, and maybe Lacazette and Smith Rowe in terms of attacking. Now, Martinelli is back in training. Obviously, he won the gold medal at the Olympics. He's back in training at London Colney as well, but I think he needs a couple of games to rest because, okay, he didn't play that much in for the Brazil team. So maybe he could be on the bench against Chelsea and City. Maybe we could see him on the bench. So maybe replace him there with Nelson or something. So it would be good to have him back, at least with Lacazette, Smith Rowe on the bench and the likes of Tavares. So I do not know which players will sign in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, if we sign, let's say, a Maddison, he could end up being in the starting lineup, then someone else on the bench. I do not even know if Cedric is going to be at Arsenal. I do not even know if Partey will be back for one of those games. It's going to be really, really interesting, and it's not a good thing for us because we're going into another season not sure about anything, not sure about the starting lineup, not sure about the bench, not sure about the players, not sure about the manager, not sure about the owners, not sure about the teams we are playing. Like, it's going to be hard. But in the first game against Brentford, I'm expecting a back 4, and in the second and third game, I'm expecting a back 3. So in terms of points in those games, 9 points to be collected. How many can we take? Can we win 2 of those games? Are we going to win any of those games? I'll do a separate video talking about it in terms of how many points you can pick up from those games. But man, it's going to be a very, very tough start. Very, very tough start. Again, the board needs to wake up. We still have 4 days to the start of the season. Not saying if you sign a player today is going to play in that game, but hey, Grealish signed for City and he played for them like 2 days later, so there's no excuse. A player like Maddison has played in the Community Shield, so he's ready to play against the English teams. Does not need any. All you need him to do, come on the team, take a good corner, take a good free kick, take a shot from outside the box, score some goals, create some chances for Aubameyang and Lacazette. Nothing much, man. So that's the latest on the kind of lineup I expect to play in those games. Let's hope we get a couple of wins there. Let me know in the comment section what you're thinking. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.